why the AI is booming in the last 2 years. You are there in the industry since 10 years, but last 2 years it's booming. Why is a buzz coming at the
Yeah, we are machine learning. It's something that we build based on your historical data. If we know what you have been doing, and we have all the data sets around the web, social media, even your website, your browsing history, cookies, your like your payment details, all of that when combined together is very, very strong.
She's really live into AI. More than 10 years of experience doing AI projects. She have her own bot which controlling everything.
And sometimes being alone in Dubai isn't easy. So I have some thoughts of yeah, let's make a best friend out of myself. Yes.
Which company around the world do you think they have the most strongest data and they understand the behavior of the whole people on the earth? Google or Facebook, Meta, or what do you think?
China is very much ahead in terms of getting data out there already. I would say
Yeah.
they are streamlined, like from end to end users base.
السلام عليكم ومساء الخير عليكم في ليلة جديدة وليلة أخيرة من ليالي تيك توك والزوكا في رمضان السنة دي. كل سنة وانتم طيبين، يا رب نكون قدمنا لكم معلومات مفيدة أثناء الفترة اللي فاتت. حلقتنا النهاردة بالإنجليزي. Tonight we have special episode. It is our last episode of this season and we are so happy of your engagement and thank you everyone for your comments and interaction with the episodes. I hope that we give a good value to everyone. Tonight we have a very special episode. I'm waiting for this episode for a long time because actually I know Milly in person. Milly, she's the AI lady. She's really live into AI. More than 10 years of experience doing AI projects, data and the AI, machine learning, everything. And now she's reaching the level of MillyBot. She have her own bot which controlling everything. Hello, Milly. How are you doing?
Hi, Ahmad. Hi. So thank you for having me actually. So my journey actually in AI and data wasn't actually something that I expected when I joined. So when I started, right, I was actually very interested in machine learning. And I joined working in Singapore as a machine learning algorithm for almost a year. And from there, I actually moved transit to Asia. So after that, working for 2 years, Taiwan for almost like 2 years, 2.5 years, Tokyo for 2.5 years, and right now, yeah, Dubai. So actually, I did not expected myself to be in Dubai, and it was uh it was an opportunity here that I didn't know that there is such a lot of talents people around here, and thanks to that, and I met Ahmad. Nice to meet everyone here.
My great pleasure, and we are happy hosting you tonight because I know you have a very good experience and very good on-hand experience with the AI era. So, from your story, starting from Malaysia to Taiwan, long time in Japan, and now coming to Dubai, how do you see the change which happening in AI in the current period? Let's start with the end. Why the AI is booming in the last 2 years? You are there in the industry since 10 years, but last 2 years it's booming. Why is a buzz coming at that time?
I would say the main reason that during 2 years back there is ChatGPTs came out from there. So it wasn't aware of Gen AI during that time that actually AI was well-known things in around the world. So previously, they don't have when they don't have ChatGPTs such as Gen AI, they're actually known as they're actually known as machine learning. So machine learning is something that are related to AI as well, which we use tabular data, classification data to classify what is happening around the world in terms of user behaviors data and OLTP data. And therefore, since the existing of Gen AI suddenly started to boom because people knows that, oh, so AI, which is what we known as a generic format, it's something that uh we seen in what we are right now. Like we have Cloudy, we have Gen AI, which is ChatGPTs and all. So yeah, I think that's the reason why we are in this area. So because everyone started to know about AI, started to learn about AIs, and started to discover what AI can be doing, and AI agents comes up to be very well known after that. So
Yes.
previously, I think when I started to join a company as a machine learning algorithm engineers, it was just a basic EKYC in Singapore. So people are just, like trying to figure out how to use like image recognitions, TensorFlow and Keras to do the OCR. So from there, that was the starting of AI, where we started to do some projects in Singapore. Then from there, I moved to Asia, which is in Malaysia. So there is a lot of projects such as personalization models, such as fraud detection system. Everything started to be more well known to how to make use of algorithm machine learning to come up with something that we can solve in business problem. And right now, since 2 years back, we mentioned about why Gen AI has been so well known, or the entire specific name of AI being well known, is because AI agent exists. AI agents can somehow do partially of the jobs of what we does for like years of maintaining, years of practicing and getting a lot of data out there.
Yes, yes, I totally agree with
Mhm.
you. Large language model changed the whole game, but you started
Yes.
the game since the importance of data. So let's talk about data, the corporate data. How is the
Mhm.
corporates and the enterprises should manage their data to have real hand-on answers from these data? They can get information. So how the data strategy for companies should be working?
So, as you know, actually data strategy is vary across industries, but there is something that comes into the common line where we need to define the clear goal of what data strategy actually solve. For example, like if I were a business owner, I wanted to create a data team in my companies to really be a data driven companies. How to do that is that setting a clear objective before everything started, before getting infrastructures, getting the budget out of it, getting the manpower, which is the talent out of it, is that we set a KPIs of what we're trying to achieve on solving in this goal for our data strategies. And from there, we assess what can be done and what cannot be done. So what is the capabilities and then of the data that we have, and then what are the gaps that we are trying to fill here. This is something that are very important and is very lagging off when we are talking about, creating a startups and creating data strategies across the industries. Because what I've seen, a lot of startup out there, yes, there is a clear goal that they wanted to be pioneer in the industries. They wanted to create a new AI agents to fit in so that it can lower down the manpowers. However, when it comes to productions, they still did not solve the main issue, which is getting the the clear definition of the problem solving business out there, such as revenue, such as profitability, such as reducing manpower and the operation costs. So this is something that we look in terms of general, and therefore we create like, since after that we create like a data governance, which is how we look at data in terms of what can be shown and what cannot be shown, and what can be mined from the web. Then the data governance comes into place, and also establishing the data quality so that data qualities itself serve the point of what our strategies and clear goals are. And using that, after getting the good data qualities data out there, then we look at infrastructures. Because before we go to the infrastructures and we identify the costs, we need to know how many data that we need to get, how many features that we need to accept, and what are the specific um, unstructured data and structured data that we need to do before we have a data warehouse. Because then it will be another redundancy that we have before we set up the clear rules. And after that, after getting the infrastructures done, of course the data scientists, data analytics, and data engineer come into place, where we educate marketing teams, operation teams, and product teams to learn to use dashboards, to use um, our machine learning's recommendations, and comes out to basically reduce their manpowers in doing their day-to-day jobs. Yeah, that
Yes,
would be it. Mhm.
that's very interesting. I have here another question regarding the enterprise AI projects. Where is the bottleneck?
Mhm.
Where is the problem? Will be regarding data. The bottleneck we will be facing to find the right data and clean it and do the machine learning, or the
Mhm.
bottleneck will be happening on receiving the live updates data with structured way with the velocity of the data to make sure that we are taking the right decision on the right time. So which one is more challenging?
I would say, of course, the live data is more challenging, because the thing is that when we build a data pipeline, it's clear that when we talk about historical data, which is already what we known as archive data, doesn't necessarily needs a lot of transformations, because there's a set of, like rules how the data is being stored. So we don't need to do a direct um, transformation in ETL pipeline out from theirs. However, the problem with real-time data, it's the infrastructure cost is high, because it consistently need to get refreshed every second, every minute, and it
Yeah.
consistently need to extract the data from the web, which consists a lot of processing powers, and therefore getting the real-time data out, it sometimes has a bottleneck where the data itself doesn't shows the accuracies. So historical data wise, we can say is that, 95% to 99% accuracies of data quality is there. Real-time data, most of the real-time data out there, it when the data structures goes haywires, it doesn't goes to the way that we wanted to do. It will cause a lot of issues that we are unexpected.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So production is more challenging to go live with the project than POC.
Mhm.
We are doing a lot of POCs in the AI era, but production is a challenge, right? That,
Yes. However, that's not a challenge if we have a specific set of rules that we have setting off, and also the infrastructure itself did not make changes. Development and developer side did not make changes during that, but like during that productions, then it will not cause an issue, because when the productions it's on and there's a deployment going on at the back, such as maintenance and some control factors that we need to do, then the production might got haywire. Yeah.
okay, perfect. So, can we take this example of what we are
Mm-hmm.
mentioning about a data project for a company to get results? We have the historical data to do machine learning, and we have the live data to do the prediction. And describe the team behind this scene. You mentioned data scientist, data engineer, and data analyst. So we need to understand the different job description for each title, and who else engaged in such a project like this, what their title, what they are doing.
Well, these questions comes to a different companies has different set of title and job description. But overall, as a general wise, what I mentioned will be very general, is that it's very it's very obvious that usually data engineer will be the one working on the pipeline, ETLs, and getting the unstructured and structured data into a very tabular way, where we can do analytics out of it. So that is what data engineering does: creating data lakes, creating the ingest pub sub at the back, and creating the automation of automating CI/CD pipeline. So CI/CD is something that whenever you have changes in the code, changes in the data structure, CI/CD is the one you're going to update it directly. So because data engineer plays a very important role of maintaining the infrastructures itself, as in infrastructure is the one that we rely on real time, and also of course the non-real time data. Then from the data engineering side, it comes to second place, where a company started creating a data team will be on analytics sides, because the thing is that being engineers, which is creating an engineering team, needs analytics to comes up with the problem that they want to solve, because there is millions of data out there, there is billions of data out there. How do we know that the data that we extract from data engineering side is useful? Because we don't have the capabilities and the cost to actually store all the data in the world. So
Yes.
the cost of the infrastructures is actually based on how many data were in the warehouse and how many data that are being archived. So data engineers comes to the play where they build the infrastructures at the back, data center at the back. Data analytics comes to say that, you know what, we have a clear definition that we wanted to do. Our business rule set is A, B, C, D, and this year we are going to achieve KPI of increase revenue by 20% through marketing team initiative, product team initiative, and operation team initiative. So from there, analytics source shows the problem of what kind of data that requires to directly use it for the short-term business strategies. And somehow, after getting the right data comes out of the place where we have diagnostic data there, we have descriptive data there, we have uh, like virtual, we have seen like the dashboard and all. Automation comes to a place where data scientists will be getting use of the data to create a
Mhm.
machine learning classification rules and regression rules, so that we know that this data itself are useful for us to predict what we will be doing next. Like for example, today um, I'll be I'll be eating food, just for example. So today, my preference is wanted to eat chocolates, and now I have gone through passed by like chocolate shops. So if I have the data of being in eating chocolate shops, I can just pass by and you know promote chocolate during the triggers of I'm in nearby these chocolate shops, and I will directly get the triggers and I will go to the chocolate shops because I know myself that I wanted to eat chocolates. So this is
Yes.
something that are known as machine learning. We
Mhm.
train users data, we trains all the tabular data, and we know what kind of behaviors that you exit before you make your decisions. The nerve of the brain itself is the one that causes us to make decisions. Yeah.
That's really interesting. And that's how the
Yes.
advertising happening. Yani, normally, most of my friends, of all of my friends, when we are sitting and
Mhm.
talking about something and we bring the subject of AI, everyone always mention that I start thinking to buy a car and I found ads coming for me about cars. I start thinking changing home, I start seeing home ads. So it is يعني magic. Right? This is
Yes.
a magic.
Yeah, we are machine learning is something that we build based on your historical data. If we know what you have been doing and we have all the data sets around the web, social media, even your website, your browsing history, cookies, your perform like your payment details, all of that when combined together is very, very strong. And that's where we comes into place of gathering all the data from around the world and all the data
Yes,
sets from all around the place for us to make a specific decisions out of it. And machine learning comes to the place where it reduce the it minimize the wrong decisions that being made by the marketing teams, by the product teams, and by the operation teams.
that's amazing. I will ask you
Yeah.
a question out of the box. Okay.
Yes.
Which company around the world do you think they have the most strongest data and they understand the behavior of the whole people on the earth? Google or Facebook, Meta, or what do you think?
This is something that I couldn't say specifically, but recently, of course, there is China is very much in ahead in terms of getting data out there already. I would say
Yeah.
they are streamlined, like from end to end users basis. You basically go out, when you paid something, when you purchase some things, you are using Alipay's and they already know all your behaviors. And even when you go out and you try to scan, going out the streets, they are scanning your face images. So, and also your browsing, there's such a lot of browsing that they are using, and they are combining all data into one single source of truth. So it's very hard to say. I even wanted to say Google, because Google have recently developed like quantum computing CPUs, and that is something that are a new technologies in the world. So that is something that we call it as the data center as well, because it can process multiple trillions quantum of data out there. So who knows that who will be the winner of data center out there? But of course, Google, AWS, and Microsoft are still the big largest cloud providers around the world, which is that's for sure, and therefore that will be the case.
Yeah. We have comment here saying it's confidential information. Yes, it is
Yeah,
confidential
it is.
because
It's a
the,
confidential.
yes,
It's very hard.
who has the data, who rules the world. طيب, let's move,
Yes.
jump out of data, jump out of the
Mhm.
complication of having this size of data to make your model and make all of this headache of machine learning. خلاص, it's end. We don't need any more data scientists. We are in the era of large language model. So do you think building an AI using the large language model and using the latest technologies like RAG,
Mhm.
building your AI agent, is it much more easy and change the whole game of AI?
Hmm. To be honest, I would say that yes, we do have a large language model, which is the AI bot itself, and large language model as an AI bot itself is actually trained by what it's known as the web AI, web data, sorry, web data out there. So they literally need to go through all the data pipelines, data engineers, and receiving it and train it into a one machine learning algorithms, and then comes up to an LLM. Yes, indeed, the data science job and machine learning jobs might get replaced a little bit. However, that will not be the case, because that's not what I see. The reason why is because when you have LLM, the job as machine learning engineer will not get affected that much, because we use this bot to fasten our process in development. But the bot itself, which is large language model, unable to replace a few things that we know of right now. We don't have the adaptive decision makings that we see in terms of our ML model. They cannot make a decisions. So even then, we try to ask them a few questions, a few, like what we like, what do you do, should I eat chocolate today, or should I eat vanilla today? It gave you a simple brief idea, generally idea on how you should choose, but it cannot make the right decisions for you. So getting decisions means that you need to hold responsibilities, and you need to hold the effect of what comes out on it. And LLM, which is the AI model itself, doesn't hold responsibilities of how machine learning people works right now. Second thing
Yeah,
I would say, second thing I would say is creativity. So creativity always comes to the place where, yes, ChatGPT itself bring us the value where we can reduce our time by doing redundant jobs. However, creativity comes to getting a new startups, getting a new projects, a new idea when we find there is a single problem and single solution that we want to solve. Like we know, after running the companies for 2 to 3 years, we know that this company itself need to have additional uh, products in order to increase the revenue, and this doesn't shows, or this ChatGPT and LM unable to understand it, because it it requires a very insightful and deep dive of the business domain knowledge in that specific area. And creativity comes to the place where it's able to we are able to give you directly the business insight, give you directly the business information, saying that as the machine learning engineers that we see, this is the data that we saw, and this is something that we created. And during the A/B testing, we see that C can be made up as a product in order for us to achieve our revenue and achieve our KPIs this year. AI agents or ARM developer, ARM itself cannot do that. And yeah, so right now we're in the phase where we are really much human-centric focus. We literally use LLM into our daily jobs day to day. So if we lose track, if we don't use LLM, we're going to drag the projects for 2 to 3 months to actually develop one single project. Using LLM, we reduce the time and we train the LLMs to understand what we think. So this is something that we use their knowledge, and also we are feeding the knowledge for them to see like what we really lacking of, like their second mind and second thoughts. Maybe it helps us to analyze more of what we can do in terms of the business product itself, in terms of our logical sense, in terms of our daily day-to-day lifestyle. So it somehow able to trigger our brain cells, which is our dominant brain cells, to think like uh, we are not just a robot in the world. We are a person that have emotion. We are a person that have creativity. We are a person that has I think a lot of knowledge out there that we are able to share to everyone. Yeah, that will be something that I would see in the future of how AI and how machine learning people actually does.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Large language model facilitate a lot of things, but we will never get out of the data pipeline. We are part of the data pipeline to
Yes.
understand the behavior and personality, and it is like
Yeah.
movies, unfortunately. So let's talk about
Yeah.
the next level of movies. Let's talk about MillyBot. I know you have your own bot. So
Yes.
tell us,
Yeah.
how did you build this bot? Is this bot have the data pipeline of Melly? So they have the lifestyle and they have the multi data points of Melly
Mhm.
lifestyle. So the bot have the behavior and doing actions. What is the story?
Okay, so starting, I would say when I started to work on MillyBot, is time actually my time of working on my own lifestyle and my own self is very limited. So I always think that, oh, you know what, if I can save some of my time out, to schedule myself, to talk to myself, and sometimes being alone in Dubai isn't easy. So I have some thoughts of yeah, let's make a best friend out of myself, like being confident, know that what's my flaws, and try to talk to myself so that I can know sometimes maybe I have some kind of disadvantage that I need to change when I speak to someone. And it gave me some feedbacks. So that's how I have the idea of creating millibots. Yeah, I mean, of course, that's something that everyone does. It's like they wanted to know more about ourselves. We wanted to explore our own self, not just being able to go out there and tell everyone that, hey, I'm Millie here. I wanted to explore myself without third parties. So that's how I actually created my own Millie bots. Another thing is that I have a very limited time of uh, of working my own lifestyle. So of course, this bot itself able to very fast, helping me to schedule my meetings, schedule my response and reply, schedule my daily lifestyle. So that is something that I would say the reason why I created this bot. And how do I create it? Of course, I feed in a lot of data. Usually, like image data, I feed in my conversation data with people. So it ables to recognize your characters, right? Because somehow when you define your own characters, it doesn't work like the way that you should be, because you might not know your character itself might be sidewires. So how do I create it? It's that I use a cloud platform, GCPs, to create the pipeline of getting the unstructured data and structured data into the pipelines. And of course, getting from there, I use the multiple machine learning model, which is the AI agents model out there. There's cloud. There is a few models. So Lambda, Cloudy, Gen. So I use like multiple model to help me recognize it's not just single model. Actually, I use like 2 to 3 model to help me recognize my own personalities. It comes up to be very accurate on what I am, my personality are, right? And then from there, I feed into my bot itself using APIs. Yeah, that would be the
That's
case.
that's
Yeah,
really amazing. You have,
yeah,
we always think about talk to ourselves, but it's inside
hmm,
the mind. You take it outside. So it is the next level of human beings. It's very
yeah.
interesting.
Because
Yeah,
yeah, that's how we evolve. Because AI agent with however is going to be there, ARM is going to be there. How we make use of that to reduce our time and really make use our time to something else that we really appreciating of going to travel, meeting your friends, enjoy ourselves rather than sticking ourselves into the screen where we work day to day. That was something that I'm trying to explore. Like, is there any possibilities for me to reduce my times, around and try to make use of my time to to explore the world.
that's
Yeah.
amazing. That's really amazing. Actually, time fly very fast. It was very, 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 very interesting conversation. Very useful of
Mm-hmm.
information. Very engaging with many people from LinkedIn. Unfortunately, I can't see the comments from Facebook, but we have very
Yeah.
strong engagement from LinkedIn. And I think it's not the last
Thank you.
episode we are doing together because people are enjoying the discussion and we are enjoying
Mm-hmm.
your presence with your knowledge. Thank you very much, Melly, for being with us
Thank you.
tonight.
Thank you
Thank you
very
very
much,
much.
Jaka, for inviting me as well.
Yeah, it was
See.
amazing. And I will
Mm,
share Melly LinkedIn profile on the screen. You can follow Melly. She's one of the brilliant mindsets in AI. And I promise you, in the next episode, we will have more
mm-hmm.
interesting subject with Melly, which I know
Mm-hmm.
she's working on it. It's not MillyBot, it will be MoneyBot. So
Yeah.
what is MoneyBot, which coming up from Meli soon, and leave your comments if you have yeah asking for this episode. We will do it specially to know how to make money pot, which making money.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you all.
all our audience. We enjoyed presenting our episodes through the last 15 days. Today is our last episode this Ramadan. Happy Ramadan. كل سنة وانتم طيبين. We wish
Mhm.
that we help you to understand or taking new piece of knowledge, which what we are targeting to do. And we would like thank you all for following us. All episodes will
Thank
be
you.
in our YouTube channel. So please follow our YouTube channel and follow our Facebook and LinkedIn and see you in the coming season, inshallah. Thank you. Salaam alaikum.
Thank you, Ahmad. Thank you, Zoka. See you.